Welcome to the Industry Show. I'm your host, Nitin Bajaj, and joining me today is Harish Consul. Harish, welcome on the show.
Hey, Nathan, great to meet. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure is all mine. Let's start with who is Harish?
Sure. So I'm an engineer, a lifelong entrepreneur, father to two amazing boys, an investor, a tennis player and triathlete, and Canadian. So I grew up in Calgary, Alberta, and lived in Vancouver about 15 years and moved back to Calgary, which is our home now.
So amazing. And you wear a lot of different hats, so looking forward to learning a little bit at least about each of those. Let's start with OC Grow. Tell us what it is, the mission, vision, but also most importantly, what made you start this?
Sure. Acro is our diversified investment fund. We're a global fund active in real estate and venture capital. Our Acro Ventures fund is active in many tech centers, global verticals like AI, health and longevity, SaaS companies, and so on. And our vision is really to help scale the world's best founders and to become dominant forces to help humanity over the long term.
Big vision, and rightly so, considering your
Thank,
strong shoulders.
thanks so much.
Tell us, give us a sense of the size and scale, specifically around the types of companies and geographies you invest in.
Sure. So, and just some background, if I can. So, I started and sold several businesses, several companies when I was fairly young. And so, decided the best ways to form a fund to invest globally in these verticals. We really have a global focus, and we're only interested in 100x opportunities
Mhm.
that we can make a significant impact, move the needle. We are very fortunate to be early investors in Amazon and Shopify, and that's led to many other opportunities for us. And so we focus now mostly early stage, pre-Series A venture deals. That companies have to have product market fit. They
Mhm.
have to have real customers and revenues ramping up. So we don't do angel seed rounds. We
Mhm.
do slightly later stages to help them scale. Yeah.
And is there a specific geography you invest in, North America, India?
We invest globally, so we're very active. Obviously, we started out in North America, Canada, US primarily, but no, we're investing in the Middle East and India and Europe and Africa. So yeah, we take a global approach based here in Canada. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then you get to be around the most beautiful parts of the world, Banff and Jasper. So
Yeah, thank you. It's an amazing spot and we're really lucky. So encourage everybody to come visit.
I should be number one on the list.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Now, amongst many of these opportunities, and especially at a global level, and considering how things are fluid and dynamic, especially in today's time and age, obviously you're dealing with a lot, but I would love for you to highlight the one big challenge
Yeah.
that you and your team are facing.
That's a great question. By far, there's no question the biggest challenge is the pace of change is exponential. So we're always learning, trying to stay ahead of the curve. We have never seen such a fastest pace in history of human civilization. Everything's getting faster with AI. And so the challenge of our entire team is really how fast can we learn at these incredible speeds? And to use a tennis analogy, we want to go where the ball is going, be ahead of the industry. And that's where we're investing. And we're really fortunate being a VC fund. Sometimes we think we've got a front row seat into the future because we're hearing these amazing ideas from founders all over the world who are living in the early stage. And yeah, it's very exciting. But the challenge is keeping up with all the information, absorbing it all, learning it all, and that's absolutely critical.
Now, on the flip side of challenges come opportunities. What's the one that's most exciting?
Yeah, there's no question. India by far is the biggest opportunity for us. I've always been a big believer in the huge rise of India, and as well, the dominant force globally is the India story, in our opinion. We're seeing it in every sector. India's gone from 20th GDP to number three, is going to keep rising in many areas. It's an incredibly educated workforce. It's a very young population. You've got this rise of the middle class. So we're seeing many consumer opportunities with UPI, Andhar, and data analytics and all of these areas. Yeah, it's very exciting. And as you may know, Canada is a very multicultural society. So there's a lot of Indians moving to Canada, entrepreneurs moving to Canada. So there's a lot of ties and both in India and globally here.
Yep, it is a fascinating opportunity. I agree with you.
It really
Now,
is.
as we look forward, I would love to pause and reflect and ask you to share two moments from your professional or personal life. One where things did not work out as you had expected, and there was failure and lessons, and another where things exceeded your own expectations and became a success beyond your imagination.
Nathan, those are amazing questions. Let me think. Failure. So I'm going to use a business lesson here that really everyone can hopefully get some value of. We all have leverage in our business, certain amounts of leverage, and we had a company that used too much leverage. Obviously, leverage can accelerate gains, but you've got to be very careful. So this company had too much leverage on the balance sheet. It affected them, and the company folded. So that was a very hard lesson, and I believe you learn the most in those adversity, those hard lessons in life. And so you got to be very careful in terms of a personal success lesson. So I'm a big sports believer in the power of sports. You've got to always stretch your comfort zone, and I have a huge mandate of that. Was so I was never a great swimmer. I learned swimming very late. I couldn't do one length in the pool, and a buddy of mine got me in the pool. I wanted to learn. I was in my early 40s, and I started swimming, and slowly I got trained. And before you know it, I was doing 60, 80 lengths in Olympic level triathlon. So you know what? That was a huge lesson for me that stretch yourself, you can do it, and that power of mindset. So there's one.
That is amazing. That inspires me because I can't swim either.
Yeah,
And
I know. It's never too late. Believe me,
yeah,
I was a horrible swimmer. Yeah, it's
that
and
is so cool.
it's such a great exercise, right? Great workout. Yeah,
So true.
yeah.
Now, in terms of, we touched upon this, you mentioned tennis, obviously now swimming, but I'd love to see if there is any other things that you like to do to de-stress or just even disconnect from what you would qualify as work.
Yeah, absolutely. So we love to have fun. It's all about family for us, very close family. We do a lot of things. We travel a lot all over the world. We race together with the kids, but we were just in Dubai camel riding. We're going to India. We're going all kinds of places. And I think it just bonds everybody together and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's all, everything is really around family. And that's how I de-stress. And I think it's great to build those values early if you've got kids. Yeah.
So true. Now, in terms of any book or podcast recommendations that you would like to share?
Absolutely. So I read a ton of both the books and podcasts. Some books I'd recommend Wise Guy by Guy Kawasaki, great
Mhm.
book. Shoe Dog by Phil Knight of Nike, of course. One I read just recently, Be Useful, Arnold Schwarzenegger, amazing book, highly recommended. So yeah, there's three there.
Great recommendations. I
Thank you.
especially like Shoe Night, especially considering what Nike is going through right now.
Exactly, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's a great book. Yeah.
Now, on to my favorite part of the show, Harish. We call this the one line life lessons. I'd love for you to share your life lessons with us.
Yeah, you bet. So I totally agree. I love these kind of zingers and I live and breathe by them. So my one of my best ones is always stay hungry, hungry to learn, hungry to grow. That's really important in life, I believe. Keep stretching your comfort zone, surround yourself by an incredible positive circle of influence, and that circle keep rising. Think big and move fast. And just in life, enjoy the day, but keep rising. So
Love that. And what I love the most is the clarity of thought. And especially, we talked about children and giving them these foundational principles so they can build their own journey from there on. But also, extremely true for entrepreneurs and executives as we continue to grow as in our roles. Harish, thank you so much for making the time to share your journey and story, and especially the one line life lessons. We really appreciate it and continue being you. You're amazing, awesome. And we'd love to bring you back on and talk about more of your successes.
thank you so much, Nathan. All the kind words. An absolute pleasure. Thanks for leading the show.